What's going on, everyone? So in Scream 5, we got the Billy Loomis Force Ghost hallucination that Sam had. And, they've tried to do this on several occasions. They did it with Sidney in Scream 3. We saw this with Sam, obviously, Scream 5 and 6. And there's questions about, is this another approach that they're going to do and continue this with Sidney in Scream 7? Right? Scream 5, we didn't really get to see Sidney very much, right? She was just kind of, sprinkled in and then at the tail end. And now that Ghostface is back, Ghostface is attacking, is it possible that she starts having these hallucinations again? That she starts seeing, maybe instead of her mother, she starts to see various Ghostface. Now, the reason for this is because it appears that, every Ghostface from the past is in this upcoming Scream movie, right? We've gotten confirmation from several that are returning for this film. You got Skeet, Matthew Lillard, Scott Foley. You have Jill Roberts, who's expected to come back, right? You have several of these past Ghostface that have all been connected to Sidney, all expected to return. Now, there is also the potential that, and kind of rumors going around about the voice changer, right? That we saw in Scream 3, that they do a modern version of that, right? Which it does make more sense now in today's time because, you got technology and AI and, even deep fakes and all that stuff. So it is much more believable than ever before, right? Than it was back in 2000, right? So there is that thought process there. But the other alternative, again, is the hallucination thing. And me personally, I really don't want the hallucination thing again. I felt like Scream 5, it was silly. It was pointless. It was just so many people. I got so many comments and, just, messages from people and stuff like that were just was Billy a ghost? Because it didn't make sense. It was just weird. It was pointless. It didn't further the plot. It didn't make any sense other than she's off her meds and going off the rails here. But you could have accomplished all of that without Billy's ghost force or whatever it was, right? The hallucinations. Now, again, it was great to see Skeet, right, reprise the role of Billy Loomis, right? It was I get the idea of a fun little way to kind of tie in, Sam being Billy's daughter, but also, get to see Billy again and all that. I get it, but for whatever reason, Scream keeps trying to do this thing, right? Where, even in Scream 3, like I said, with Sidney, seeing her mother and Maureen, and then, she saw her everywhere, right? She even saw her in the, in the movie set and all that stuff, right? And it's just I just feel like it's pointless. I feel like it really just takes away from what you're trying to accomplish in the movie, right? And I just don't think it's something necessary, and I really hope that all these killers coming back isn't some grand hallucination or anything. I also hope that they're not all just back, right? I hope it's not something where, nobody died. It was all just a dream. It was all just, it was all pretend, and they're all back, surprise, right? I hope it's nothing like that. I hope it's nothing that they get too carried away or too over the top with. Hope they keep it within reason. But I think the voice changer would be cool. I think that's something that, sure, if you wanted to do that, right? Like I said, it makes much more sense with today's time, today's technology. I mean, even back then, it's still, there were things, right? If, for those that are old enough, you might remember, the Teddy Ruxpin dolls or whatever, I think they were called, where, you could, record voices and stuff, and then the doll would talk back in those voices, and, there was several toys that you could record voices and stuff in, and they had a deleted scene in the Scream 3 that actually showed how Roman created the voice changer and all that stuff, and how he got the voices on it and all that stuff. So I do think that it was something that was interesting. It was cool. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Again, I'm not against it. I think it'd be a cool way to kind of have these killers back, but my concern is, are they really bringing them all back just to use their voices? Right? Are they bringing them back to, have flashback? Are they having, Sidney have hallucinations? That's my concern, is that it's not just going to be the voice. or they do both, right? Where they bring back not only the voices, but then they bring back, like I said, the hallucinations and Sidney seeing all the killers, right? Like every time she gets a call from Ghostface and, say she hears Jill's voice, she starts seeing Jill. And then she sees, or she hears, Billy's voice, starts seeing Billy. Like, I don't want it to get carried away, right? I don't want to see it. I want them to keep it within reason, right? But I do have genuine concern that they're going to do something like that, that they're going to, bring back Stu and, have, Roman make the connection, and then Stu's using all like the Ghostface changer stuff, and then you're just gonna have like just piled on a fan service at the fan service, fan service, and then just like all these just kind of pointless tropes and silliness that just isn't really necessary, that's not going to drive the plot, that's not going to make sense to the story, right? That's just, we've seen now twice, and it's just like, okay, can we do something different? Can we go a different direction here a little bit? That would be cool. Right? That'd be enjoyable if you could just not do that. Can we just have a Scream movie in which you don't do that? We'll see what direction they go and how they approach it, how they go about this. But, to me, it's just like, if you want to do a fun, creative way to kind of incorporate all the past killers and stuff, fine. But don't make it some hallucination and then, it's all over the place. It doesn't make sense. And it's like, they're literally interacting and, like sliding the knife and stuff. It's just like, come on, man. Like, so what is it? Is it in Sam's head? Is he real? Right? Like, it just, they were trying to almost, it was almost like they were trying to like stay on a line, teeter a line. And I just felt like there were several times, particularly Scream 5, where they just crossed the line. And it was just, and it got into silliness and just like craziness. And it was just like, all right, like we could really do without this, right? Like, is this something, is this where we've gone? This is how far we've gone. This is where we've fallen to go into these. So I don't know. I personally would prefer if they just stayed away from that. If you want to do the voice changer, fine, do the voice changer. I'm cool with that. Because like I said, I just think it makes a lot more sense now with today's time, with today's technology. I think you can literally do it now. Where, you couldn't do that 26 years ago by the time this movie comes out. So just things that to kind of keep in mind as we get ready for this film. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Kind of mixed in the middle. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.